Hey, Bulldog families, Mr. August here. I wanted to do a quick video for our virtual learners, those of you that will be live streaming at home. That's certainly a brave new world for you and certainly one for us as well. Everybody's new to this. It has a lot of potential, I think, to meet the needs of our current circumstances and maybe beyond. But having said that, we did some test runs with this a couple weeks ago. We learned a lot, and I wanted to kind of share what we learned through that experience with you in order to make it as smooth as possible. So first up, let's talk a little bit about some paperwork that's going to happen. On Tuesday the 25th, pending board approval, I'm going to be emailing out to all our virtual students some paperwork that needs signed by their parents. One is just kind of like confirming that you're in the virtual program and you understand what that means. And the other is really student expectations and you know how to make it work, things that we expect from virtual live stream kids. In order to start in live streaming, all this paperwork needs to get back to us. That'll be handled through the high school office, and Mrs. Minnick will be the person that you'll be returning those documents to. Some are already Google Forms that will automatically come back, but any paperwork is going to be done through her. Wanted to get this out of the way as well. Obviously, with live streaming, technology plays a big role. That technology doesn't always cooperate. When it's not cooperating, we need to get that fixed as soon as possible. And our tech department is really enthusiastic about turning around problems and getting them addressed. The big thing is, if you're having a tech issue, whether that's your device or your connection, the first step is to send an email to that web address, not the web address, that email address, helpdesk@bigspring.sd.org. That's going to direct pipeline to the tech department. Sometimes people send these things to me or their teachers. That's really just putting a middleman in the way. The cleanest way to do this is to contact tech directly through that email address. If you're looking for that student's and you can't remember it, just remember to put in the search button of the address book, student help desk, and that will come up. Secondarily, if that doesn't work, I know what you're saying, well, if my computer's broken, how am I going to send an email? So if you don't have a smartphone or another way to send an email, just give a call as a secondary step into the high school office to one of the secretaries, and they'll put it in for you. But again, if you can get that email yourself, because you will know the details and you'll be able to describe it better than any of us. So here's our tips. These are what we found from our test run and also kind of like some research that we've done to prepare. So the first thing is, remember, you're a live stream student. That means you're following the same schedule as everyone else. Okay, and I'll hit that again. But that means you need to be on time. That means you got to be in front of your computer. We're taking attendance for you. So you've got to be there. We got to see your face. We got to know that you're a part of the class. So be there at the start of class. With so many microphones going on, and there's the potential for like feedback and issues like that. So just as a courtesy, remember when you come into a meeting, keep your mic muted unless you're contributing. So you're at your computer, keep it mic'd until you're asking a question or you need to input something to somebody in the classroom. This is what we found to be really helpful from our dry run. As a live stream student, you are as much a part of that class as the kids who are seated there. You have to see yourself that way. We're going to treat you like that. So when you want to ask a question, your voice is going to come through the speakers. So your teacher's going to need to know who's talking. So when you speak, identify yourself first. Hey, this is Johnny, and then ask your question. Remember, you have a built-in back channel communication, and that's the chat in the Google Meets. So if you have a question, you can type it in there. I think as part of our growing process, we're going to have teachers and students who are going to be monitoring that chat, just so that we have that sense of community. and to make sure that you're staying connected. So utilize that chat for to engage in the class. So we're a big district. We're a rural district. We know some of our places don't have the greatest Wi-Fi. So some tips there at number 5 to kind of maximize your bandwidth at home by turning off the camera if that's an issue, and closing out all the other tabs. If bandwidth's an issue, that might be some a problem that's going to take a little bit longer to fix. But let your teacher know why you're turning off your camera, and if it's a persistent problem, we'll look for a solution. Some other tips, just you got to communicate if there's a problem with your tech, unmute your microphone, so your teacher can take care of it. Number 7, I've already kind of covered. I just wanted to have it there again, so that you can get problems solved. Number 8 is big, in that you're on the same schedule as everyone else. So that means 7:33. That's when advisement starts every day. You're expected to be there. You will have access to Flex Time Manager. Go ahead and make sure you're attending flexes. And everything else that goes on in a school day. Additionally, and lastly, and most importantly, engage. So it's going to take some time for our teachers to adjust to having people in front of them and virtually. But you need to be an advocate, and like I said in my other video, you have to be a partner in this, and you have to own it, and just don't sit back. Do your part to engage in the class. So just some final thoughts quickly. We got to communicate if there's an issue or a problem. If something's not working, it's better to communicate directly with your teacher first, tech, me, whomever, your counselor, whatever we need to do to make this work. And my last thought is, please understand this is brand new. As I mentioned, there are going to be bugs. There are going to be issues. The instructional piece is going to take some time to round out. Don't judge it on the first week of school. Be patient with it. Understand it's a process that is going to continuously improve. So thank you for your time, and have a great day.